Shalom, everybody. The gospel is the good news. The real correct name for the gospel is the Besorah. The Besorah of Yahusha, a Nazarene version. Have you ever heard someone say, "I just don't understand what I'm reading"? People are searching for the heart of Yahusha, but in most translations, there are dispensational distortions that block understanding because Yahusha's heart was not with the translators. Respectfully, ignorance of Torah has blocked the understanding of both the translators and the readers. Footnotes often argue with the text, steering a reader's heart away from receiving the pure and simple instructions to live by. They are even learning, but unable to come to truth and the knowledge. Truth was distorted, causing a famine of his words. We Nazarene love Yahusha's word and his name. The message, or Besorah, of the reign of Yahuwah is pouring forth into the world through his Nazarene. In this Nazarene version, all the blockages of the truth are removed. The one we obey is the one we serve. A servant's behavior displays the will of their master. Our heart is focused on Yahusha's Torah. Torah means instructions. His Torah, this is wisdom, our treasure. For those curious about readability, here is a sample of the actual text showing the font size and style. This is what I'm reading from, everybody. It's probably backwards for you guys. It's the Besorah. You can get one of these on TorahZone.net. This is the Besorah of Yahusha, a Nazarene version. It's got restored names Yahuwah Elohim and restored name his son Yahusha. Yahuwah is my shepherd. Nothing do I need. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still Maim. He returns my breath. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. When I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread before me my table in the face of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Only goodness and loving kindness followed me all the yeomen of my life, or day of my life. And I shall dwell in the house of Yahuwah for the duration of the days. Open your favorite translation to Matthew 26:17 right now. And check something out right now, if you can. I'll wait. No, I'm just kidding. I won't wait. I'm just kidding. If it says on the first day of unleavened bread, then that translation used the KJV, King James Version, as the primary blueprint to build on, and failed to catch certain errors. The NIV backpedals the error at Matthew 26:17 in the footnotes. The Greek text has no word day in the sentence, and the word protos, quote unquote, indicates prior to unleavened bread. One cannot prepare for the Passover for the first day of unleavened bread. The Greek text has the words protos, meaning something is near to, before, or prior to. If one has a proto-cancer cell, it is not yet cancer, but getting there. The festivals of Yisrael were not familiar to Christian translators, but they are to Nazarene. Nazarene are the followers of Yahusha. That's the correct term for it. Nazarene. We guard his word and his name. We're watchmen of the wall is another name. That's what we are, watchmen. This translation puts many details right, making pure truth, new wine, in other words, easy to absorb into your renewed wineskin, your renewed heart. Tradition, a stumbling block, and when defended, it is also a stronghold. The teachings of men are old wine, but the truth is new wine. The new and the old cannot be in the presence of the other. Doctrines of men have resined in hearts, old wineskin, for millennia. A renewed of hearts and minds, wineskins, must take place in order to receive the new wine. It's our training that matters. Even our speech needs to have things restored that have been hidden from us. You can read about that in Luke 12:2 and 3. And whatever is concealed shall be revealed, and whatever is hidden shall be known. So whatever you have said in the dark shall be heard in the light, and what you have spoken in the ear in inner rooms shall be proclaimed on the housetops. We know the name has been hidden. Proverbs 34. Who has gone up to the Shemayim, heaven, and come down? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who established all the ends of the arets? That's another word for earth in Hebrew. What is his name, and what is his son's name? If you know it, Zechariah 3 states his name for all to see. Many are unaware of things carefully planned behind closed doors. The traditionalists invented vowel points to suddenly lock the Hebrew words into a uniform pronunciation. They worked at this from the 7th to the 11th centuries. Their true agendas was to alter the vowels in words so that the true pronunciation would be concealed. Notice again Yahusha's words above. He refers to something hidden that is not heard. Until it is proclaimed, we see immediately how this would apply to the name Yahuwah. The name is the stone the builders rejected and has become the chief cornerstone. Psalms 118. The name is restored in this version, and there are many other restored words to stretch your renewed wineskin. For earth, the word For example, the word Elohim, as traditionally understood, should begin with the letter A, Aleph. Thanks to the traditionalists, the true letter A is not seen or heard. The true Hebrew word Elohim. The first reaction is, did I hear Allah in there? This pronoun, which is not a name, is more correctly pronounced by Arabs who are Hebrews than the modern Yehudim, which means Jew. We have to distinguish their religion from their language in this case. Abraham knew Yahuwah by his name, but also as Al Shaddai. I've had to accept the truth of all this and not ignore it. It is a simple vowel correction throughout this version. Aleph lamed is Al, not El. Working closely with the Hebrew without the influences of the traditionalists' agenda restores the pure lip. Yehudim today says Av and Em for father and mother. Arabs say Ab and Arabs name their children Adam, Abram, Daoud, and Yusuf. They were not dispersed into the nations and have preserved Hebrew words very well. What happened to their worship practices is another issue entirely. Yahusha cried out the first verse of Psalm 22. Ali, Ali, lama sabachthani. Sabakthani. I'm not sure if I said that right. In the Hebrew tongue. I don't speak fluent Hebrew, everybody. I want to. In the Hebrew tongue. He did not say Eli, Eli. How do we know? Because the traditionalists had not yet corrupted the vocalization with their made-up Niqqud, quote-unquote, vowel markings. This is another stronghold. Thought prison is a word for is basically what a stronghold is. It's like a prison in your mind. Boxing in a person's understanding. We'll allow it. This translation is for the next and possibly the last generation before Yahusha returns. The drought is ending. Living water is now flowing. Then Yahuwah will guide you continually, and satisfy your being in drought, and strengthen your bones. And you shall be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose water do not fail. And those from among you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations, and you would be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in. Yashayahu 58:11 and 12.